wasn't going to go on a hike this morning because I had an early morning meeting, and I usually like to hike before dawn when it's still a little dark, before there are lots of people out. But it rained last night and the mountain is just calling me, so I decided to sneak up here for a really quick hike. And I don't know, there's just something about hiking right after a rainstorm when you're in the mountain desert of northern Utah. It's just exciting. So it smells so good out here. I wish you could smell it. It's like all the smoke and dust in the air got washed out, and it's just a beautiful morning. So I'm going to sneak up here just a little bit further and show you the trail we're going to take. There's the sun. Good morning. So I really don't like this main trail. It's very popular. A lot of people bring their dogs on it. I always think about it as the poop trail because there's always dog poop. And even in the summer it can just really smell. You can see there's just poop. There's some more poop and poop. Like pretty much along the sides of this trail there is poop. And it tends to be crowded too. So I tend to avoid this trail. However, there are some offshoots of the main trail that are just fabulous. And so, as you can see, this is the main trail. Walking along, you wouldn't necessarily know that there's something in here, that there's a trail. And this is a trail that I've been sneaking into. I just discovered it one day, as you can see. I sneak in here, and actually there's some people coming up the trail. They won't even know that I'm here. They'll walk past and I don't think they'll have a clue. There they go. So it's really a secret trail. I've only ever seen one other person on this trail, and the first part, as you can see, is really steep. So you kind of have to hoof it up this really steep part. The air is cool, and the ground is moist. That rainstorm just rejuvenated everything. How beautiful. So just a little bit further up. I have to eat my words now. There's actually a sleeping bag here. Somebody left a sleeping bag here. Somebody's discovered my secret path. It's interesting. See if they're up here. Anyway, I'm almost to where it opens out. And here we go. Sunshine, the bushes. You can see how very dry it is up here. It's been an extremely hot and dry summer. And last night's rainfall was the first that we've had in quite a while. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I decided to sneak in a quick hike. I actually just remembered, I haven't been up here in a long time, I just remembered some really cool rock formations that I found here many years ago, and I'm just gonna sneak through here and see if they're still here. They're handmade. They're not natural forming, but they're pretty cool. You can see I'm just kind of bushwhacking a bit. Uh-oh. There we go. Made it through here. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's right through this thicket. I really haven't been up here in so many years. I've just been completely forgotten. About this area over here. I'm so curious. As you can tell, I'm kind of excited to see if the rocks are still here. Oh, it looks like maybe it's just a pile of rocks now. It looks like somebody maybe built a pit over here. But the really cool rock formation isn't here anymore. There's a pit. But All for naught. Guess what there is over here? Let me sneak over here. This kind of rock is hard. There's not a good footing, but elderberries. Yes. So even though the rock formation is gone, it probably fell down years ago, there are elderberries, and I always like to just nibble them right off the bush. There's not a lot of things you can do that with, but they're so good. They're a little bit tart. They've got a really good crunch, and I really like them. And they're supposed to be really good for you. They're supposed to be antiviral, so hey, it's a good thing to be eating right now. One of the reasons I like this back trail so much is that even on really dry summers, it stays green. It's just a nice little microsystem back here of bushes and trees and flowers and choke cherries. And even when it's really hot, this whole area stays nice and cool. Now this is new. Weird. I'm a little disappointed. This used to be a rock that I would sit on and have lunch, and somebody's created a structure here. And then going back around the other side, I have no idea what this is. I don't know if it's for capturing water. Maybe? Huh. Anyway, it seems relatively new, so there must be somebody maybe staying up here. One of the things that I really like about the outdoors is that it is kind of a free-for-all. Somebody might decide just to live up here for a while and build a funny structure like this. There is definitely sort of a vulnerability and a scary side about being up in the woods, especially by myself, but I feel like it's worth the risk in order to reap the benefit of this kind of solitude and beauty and quiet, and just being in touch with nature and getting away from it for a bit, taking that little mental trip away from the world out there and coming to the world here, which is so much more real anyway. Climbed on this big rock. As you can see, it's a little ways down, but it's such a fantastic view from here. Just wanted to share it with you. Hope I'm not going too fast. I guess you can always slow it down. As you can see, it's just beautiful. The other thing I wanted to show you is, if you come over here, there's a tree growing through the rock. And I'll go down below and just show you what it looks like from down below, but it just shows the sort of that, the way something as simple as a tree can grow through rock over time and break it. So sometimes you might feel like not strong enough, not big enough, not smart enough, just not enough, but a lot of times it's just persistence, willingness to keep trying, and eventually even a tree can crack a huge boulder like this open. So here's the same boulder and that tree, and I guess arguably it could be that the tree grew there after the rock parted, but something split this rock open. And it might have been the tree, and it might have been something as simple as water getting into a crack, freezing, thawing, freezing, and gradually making that crack big enough for that tree to grow in there. Look at this magnificent boulder. I mean, it's a doozy. I'm so glad I decided to sneak up here. What a beautiful way to start the day. It just takes my breath away, and the wind is blowing, and it's humid, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm getting close enough to the road that you can hear the traffic. So I know I'm headed back to civilization, and sometimes I really wish I could just stay up here, live up here. Be that guy who decides to fortify a rock into a little shelter and just stay up here. I'm on my way out, but I had to stop and show you this. I'm not sure what it is. It was a critter at some point. I am not someone who can tell what something is based on structures, but this looks like some kind of a rodent, maybe a bird. I'm not sure. Hey, if you know, post it in the comments. I'm about to go back on the main trail, and oh my gosh, you can tell it's morning. There's so much traffic noises, but I always try to listen and look before I actually emerge onto the main trail, because I really want to keep this trail secret, and I don't want people seeing where I came from, and I don't want them kind of reminds me of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and pushing through into a magic land